Welcome to another episode of Searching for McGuffin with your host, George.
Dan.
And Link.
And it is the end of May. It's that time again.
It is our monthly period.
The period of the month where we
month.
do the episode
Yes.
that looks back at everything. And it's been a while since we've done it.
We didn't do that last time?
No, we didn't do one in April. I think we didn't
You were on
do
the pill.
one in March. Yeah, the last one we did was in February.
Mm.
No, that's not why. It's because we have been inundated with topic after topic. We've had several guests in
As
that
well,
period,
yeah.
which they came with their topics that they wanted to discuss. And then we've had content dropping that we couldn't ignore.
That's true.
So we kind of revamped the monthly in February, and then we haven't done it since, but we're back with our second edition and probably the last one for a little bit of our new and improved May monthly.
That's right. Did May go fast for you guys? I feel like it went
Oh
pretty
yeah,
quick.
it zoomed by.
Yeah. I think the last couple of weeks, like even more than May, maybe like the last 6 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the fact that you were just like, when was the last time we did a monthly? Like, was it April, March? Yeah.
No.
I feel like the last couple of 6+ weeks have gone really fast. It's almost like we said a bunch of stuff that we needed to talk about. I can't even remember what all that stuff was.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah. I can think off the top of my head and all like Guardians, Zelda, but that's all just this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't even know what we talked at the beginning of the month.
It's been a blur.
Was it Mandalorian or was that in April?
That was in April.
Okay, then I have no idea.
But without further ado, the monthly. And we like to start off with our headlines for the month, which is the glut of probably what we'll discuss today. The first one we had is everyone's favorite video game company, Sony, and their PlayStation Showcase. What did you guys see from the showcase?
None of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I only saw the Twitter stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
I saw people immediately talking about the Project Q.
Oh, that's a big talking point. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What did you think of Project Q? Explain it.
Yeah, what is Project Q?
Yeah,
Because I
explain
saw
it
you
first.
guys talking about it on the chat, but I was like, I don't know what this is.
It's,
He looked. Wait. Before you explain, he looked up from his Nintendo Switch playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care about this, and then went right back to the game. So
I mean, honestly, same. I only saw what was on Twitter.
Okay.
But Project Q is basically a controller cut in half with a screen in the middle.
And you connected to the phone?
No, you connect it to your PS5. And then you stream games from your PS5 onto this
Oh, but you can do it anywhere.
Wii-U-like thing.
no, you cannot do it anywhere. Right? It's
over Wi-Fi.
It's over. What does that mean?
It has to be over the same
I don't know
network?
what that means yet.
Yeah. Like, does that mean over your local Wi-Fi, or does that
over-
mean
yeah,
like?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It seems too flimsy to take anywhere.
Yeah. Because you said
Very
over the
small.
phone. You said over the phone.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, because
That
the
thing in
screen
the-
looks like the phone.
No, that thing in the middle is not your phone. It is the screen they sell to you.
What? Okay, so I've been seeing ads on Reddit about this, and I always thought it was a phone. It was like these two things, like the put.
No, like a Razer
No, yeah.
Kishi. Xbox has that. They have a controller that goes that snaps.
Yeah, that's
over.
what I thought it was.
I mean, but that's what people are saying is Sony just solved a problem that doesn't exist.
Mhm.
This is something you can do with your phone. So
Yeah.
why would you buy?
They
probably
have
gonna be like $300-$400 controller.
They have controllers that do that look exactly like that go on your phone for PlayStation as well. You can do the remote play through the PlayStation app
and your phone.
yeah, and
So
like
what
your
what
your
is
phone,
this then?
iPad.
And if it's not technically portable outside of your house,
It might be. I mean, it is supposed to be. I think
It doesn't look. It looks very flimsy. It just doesn't look like I would throw it in my book bag.
Yeah. What is everybody comparing it to?
I thought it was a phone.
Wii U.
The Wii U. Yeah, it just looks
it
like
looks-
a Wii U gamepad, like the Sony version of having a second screen in the home.
I mean, I won't lie. The screen looks nice and it's a nice size.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them that. But it looks awkward. Like you have the handles
But
for
we-
the controller and then giant screen.
We already had that though. In the with the Wii U, what are you innovating?
Mhm.
Well, the other thing is too.
I guess better graphics.
I think
and
the
gameplay?
Wii U is actually more innovative because it actually works at the same time as your console. I don't know
Yep.
how this works. This seems like a way for you to watch TV and play.
Exactly. It looks like it's casting whatever is the PlayStation is powering to this, like basically streaming from your PlayStation to your screen. The Wii U was a second screen experience. You could have two completely different things going on at the same time. You could have a menu usually. Sometimes it was another game. It could be two players, you know?
Ooh.
That's what I would love, for example, the Switch to do connected to a light or something like that. I think I've gone on and on either in personal conversations or on this show about
Yeah,
that.
we talked about
That would be amazing. And that would be an innovation of a sense at this level, you know, with PS5 graphics and, you know, processing power, but that's not what this seems to be. This seems to be not very different than what you can already do on PlayStation and Xbox by streaming through the PC app or through your mobile app, or that you can do on Switch by removing your Switch.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool if it was a way to like solve the split screen issue.
Yes.
You have like player 1 on the TV and you have player 2 on the Project Q, but it doesn't look like that's what it's for.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's going to go out of their way to work with it because it's going to be really niche. I don't think many people are going to buy it.
Right. I don't think developers are going to program for it. And I also think it's going to be kind of expensive. Whatever it is, it's got to be at least $200, right?
I don't know. It's tough because are you going to really charge 200 when you can get a Switch for like 50 more?
I mean, I think you can get a light for 200.
Yeah.
So you could technically get a Switch for the same price.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So they didn't solve anything.
No, I don't think they did. I mean, you know, reserve judgment. We don't have a price point. We don't have feature details. But it was a big, I guess, a lot of caution. I don't want to say negative reaction, but just like a lot of hesitation. And
even from Sony
question
fanboys.
Marks. Yeah, the only fanboys that I saw like supporting, they're like, "Oh, finally! Like my wife wants to watch TV, but I want to play PS5." You know, at the same time, so we can watch TV while I play. And I was like, again, maybe it's aimed at the kind of people who aren't aware that they can already do this.
Finally, I can take a dump and play PS.
I mean, we were even
PlayStation
talking,
games.
If you have a Pro, like a iPad Pro, all you have to do is connect the controller to it, and you're good. You can
thing. Yeah, you can
and it's
connect.
a bigger screen.
Yeah. You can connect this exact same controller, like the PS5 controller.
That's crazy. Okay.
Which is a wonderful controller, by the way. I recently had a PS5.
Oh, it's a great controller.
Given to me, and the controllers were always my big problem for Sony. But now that I'm playing on the PS5 that I'm borrowing, it's like, wow, okay, this interface and this PS5 controller are very intuitive. They're comfortable in my hand, and visually, I'm going to say for the first time, I think they've really hit a home run with the PS5 ergonomics of the controller and of the interface. And I'm actually interested in going into this ecosystem for the first time. So you heard it here first.
Their controller has like the best of the 360 and the best of like the PS4 kind of mashed into one, and it feels nice.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
So I will give them. They're making some good steps forward, but this one looks like question marks. They announced a couple of games. A lot of them are multi-platform. They're coming to PC or Xbox anyways, so we won't spend time.
I actually didn't watch the rest of the showcase.
I saw like some, but I'm not super. Listen, I'm kind of in this headspace where I don't want to hear about what's coming out. I want to know what's coming out like now, like soon.
Yeah.
I don't want to be anticipating games for like a year or more anymore. So I want to hear about what's soon. I know they're redoing Metal Gear Solid 3. The Snake Eater, which makes me sad because it's the only Metal Gear that I haven't been able to play on oh no, Snake Eater 3, has it been ported to another? No, I think it's the only been on a PlayStation.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, console before. But I guess I will have access to it because I'm highly considering jumping in to PlayStation for the next game that I think we're going to discuss, which is the big reveal, I think, from the showcase. You guys heard about this?
Long-awaited.
Is it the Spider-Man game?
That's absolutely it, yeah.
There you go.
There's no doubt about it. So what did you think about this gameplay reveal? Did you get to actually see gameplay?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I was too busy playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
Dan, what about
I
you?
watched the it was like a 23-minute like gameplay showcase.
You saw all of it?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Okay.
It was good. I thought it was interesting. I didn't get the chance to play the first Spider-Man PS4. I have
Really?
not played it. Yeah.
Do it. You have PS5, right?
No, it was my brother's.
Okay, but you have access to it?
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
you know what? I think I'm not going to. I watched 2 people play through it. I think
Oh,
I'm
okay.
satisfied
So
with
you
that. I
know
watched
you
the
know you know
story.
what happens in it and everything.
Exactly, yeah. And that's
I
one
rec-
of those games that I feel like I can watch.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it is. Like my experience, the limited Sony experience that I have, I feel like every time I play a PlayStation game, it's more playing me than I am playing it. It's a very cinematic experience, which is fine. I definitely think there's a space for that. Especially because they're always on the edge of like processing power, and it looks gorgeous and beautiful. I literally just beat the original Spider-Man game just yesterday, actually.
Oh, nice.
I think I did it in about 16 hours over the course of since I went on break. I think like 2 weeks or something like that. In anticipation for this. I think I mentioned I did Fallen Order right before Survivor came out. Breath of the Wild I had already beaten before Tears of the Kingdom, but I wanted to make sure I had this game so I was ready for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and it's, man, I think it blew me away. I had played the first quarter of it on PS4, and I wasn't super impressed with it. Like, I thought, I was like, oh, this is really good, but like, it was basically what Spider-Man games are. It's not until you get like a third of the way that you realize, especially if you play it on PS5, like I finished it now, it's on the same level as the Arkham games. It's even better than the Guardians game that I've been talking about for months now. But that's like the benchmark, and it's right up there. I think it's one of the best games I've ever played, and I was very impressed.
Did you enjoy playing as Mary Jane?
I did not enjoy playing as Mary Jane.
I was like, let this person die.
Oh, okay. You beat the whole game?
Yeah.
Okay. So she has the stealth missions, which I don't even enjoy them when you're Miles either.
Oh, I don't mind him with Miles.
But he has the hacking ability, which makes it like more.
Yeah.
But with Mary Jane,
yeah.
With Mary Jane, you have to push boxes to distract people.
Boring. Like, why am I playing as Mary Jane?
And it's also kind of unrealistic because the guards are like super stupid.
Yeah, ninjas. They're ninjas, right?
Yeah. The only thing that I would say,
Yakuza. I don't know what they are.
Well, okay, yeah. When you're doing the demon bosses, yeah, they're basically like a Yakuza. But then you're also fighting like Silver Sable's like police force.
Yeah,
and then they're super dumb because you're like literally walking right past them. But anyways, long story short, it did pay off once you team up with Spidey later, and you're like, go get him, Spidey, and then Spidey captures guy. That part was cool.
That part is cool, yeah.
Yeah, that part is cool. But yeah, the Mary Jane stuff, they should have thought a little bit more.
I did not want to play as her.
I'm actually open to playing as Mary Jane because I didn't know Miles was in the game at all, by the way. I knew there was a Miles Morales.
Surprise for you.
Yeah, I knew there was a Miles Morales sequel game, but I thought that it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But the fact that they do a whole origin story for Miles and that he gets to be friends with Peter for the whole game,
that's pretty cool.
Leading up to that moment, it is really cool. So I like the protagonist thing. They could have just tried a little bit more on Mary Jane's, story and her gameplay.
Did that GTA 5 thing?
Yeah. Well, explain that.
GTA 5, you have 5 protagonists, 3 protagonists. You're Trevor. You're the black guy. You're the white trash guy.
You just identify each of the protagonists by their races. Okay.
And then you have the rich white guy.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. So I liked it. I thought it was a great game. I haven't played Miles yet. I will before 2, but I'm stoked. You said you saw the 20-minute gameplay. I saw 5 minutes.
Did you watch it? You saw 5?
I saw the first 5 minutes of it, and then I turned it off because I was like, I'm sold. I have enough. I don't want to see anymore. I want to experience
honestly,
this.
if I were playing it, I probably wouldn't have kept going either.
Yeah.
I think the symbiote suit looks great. Looks awesome.
Yeah,
I love that the voice actor is giving a much more aggressive voice performance.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're showing Spider-Man struggling with the symbiote as usual. But I really like the story that they're going with. And I don't know if I can say anything because I don't want people avoiding it. I don't want to spoil it, but they're going with Lizard and Venom in the same game.
Oh, no, that's fair.
And Kraven. That's, I think,
also another Sinister Six.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I'm going to go minor spoilers on the first game because, come on, it's been years now. I played it super late. I think it's, 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original. So it starts off with Mr. Negative as the villain, And I was like, this is weak. And you go about a quarter of the game, but then other villains start to pop up, and then you realize the Sinister Six is the end game of this game, and you're like, okay, I understand. So now the fact that they're showing us some of the villains ahead of time, and we know who's... I'm amazed at how much they packed into the first game, but still held back, because they didn't do things like the symbiote suit. You get so many suits. I played most of the game as Scarlet Spider and then finished the game as 2099.
Oh, I wanted to play... I wanted to do the underwear one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's...
But it's too hard to get it.
Why? Why is it too hard to get it?
You have to do like certain things. I didn't know what it was. I'm like, I'm not going to do this.
So, they gave you a ton of suits, but they didn't give you the black suit, which is weird because it's one of the most popular suits. I feel like they had a plan. They knew they were going to do the symbiote story.
That's smart of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the rumor that I read about the symbiote suit is that you're going to get all the same suits from Spider-Man PS4, but they're all going to have a symbiote version now.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Way.
Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that black underwear.
Would be black underwear. I'm thinking about like symbiote 2099, symbiote Scarlet Spider. Like, I really hope that's the path they went with it. They didn't really show much more than like the symbiote suit on the PS4 suit, but I really hope that rumor is true.
I'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
If you wear the black underwear, do you think all the symbiote comes out of your boxer briefs? Like, okay, we're on video, so they can see your emotions. Anyways, super excited for this game.
Yeah.
I think if Tears of the Kingdom, which we talked about a couple of weeks back, if you didn't listen to the Zelda episode, go ahead and check it out. If that's a reason enough to buy a Switch, this game might be reason enough to buy a PlayStation. Hopefully there's a more affordable option by the time that game comes out, but because it can be pricey, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this month, Tears of the Kingdom came out. We talked about it for over an hour.
Yes, sir.
It's one of the best games ever.
Go back to our Tears of the Kingdom episode.
But one game that we didn't get a chance to do an episode on, I know Dan was really heartbroken, was another one of the best games ever of all time, and that's the Lord of the Rings Golem. Why is this game so good? Do you guys know? Have you heard?
I just heard it sucks. That's all I know. I was too busy playing Tears of the Kingdom.
We speculated all the way back at the Predict to the Future episode at the start of this calendar year, halfway through our season, of how bad this game was going to be, because who needs to play as Golem?
But didn't I say I was going to enjoy it?
You did say you were going to, so you should get it.
I was with you on that bandwagon.
But what reasoning did I say? What was my reasosoning? I know it's something dumb.
I think you said it would be so bad that it would be good.
I think you said that you would love to just catch fish and like steal lambus bread and.
Okay, so yeah, sounds like fun.
You
can't do none of that.
I think you said it was gonna be like a farming simulator, but for Golem.
That sounds amazing. You can't do any of that.
I don't think so. I don't. I actually don't know.
Look like it.
Has the game come out yet?
Yeah, it's out. It leaked entirely, and everyone like saw it, like the whole gameplay before the game even came out. But it's out officially now. Yeah.
But it's not good at all.
No, it's complete. Like
what makes it bad?
You know, it's so bad that we have to look into it, right? Like at some point.
I mean, I've seen a few things. Just like,
what have you seen?
The game is just you talking to Golem as his inner voice and convincing him to make the choices that he has to make.
Like bad choices or good choices?
Like L.A. Noire?
You decide.
Oh. It's L.A. Noire. Do that again, please.
Exactly. Pretty much, yeah, actually. So, like, each, like, button on the controller is, like, a response. Like, an orc will come and face you, and you have to choose a response. But, like...
You don't fight the orc?
You talk to them.
No, you just talk. The whole time, you're just talking.
That's it?
What?
Yeah.
That's it? That's the whole game?
This is what you wanted me and Link to launch our Twitch stream?
It's like a dating simulator.
Golden
Pretty much, yeah.
They should have called it that.
That's what they should have called it.
Yeah, they would have sold.
Finding my precious.
I'm dead. That's
trademark that.
Yeah, that is good. Finding my precious.
Trademark that.
Oh wow.
But yeah, super disappointing. Day. The studio came out.
We should have made that
apology for making the game. So.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. They apologized.
You know, I saw on Twitter that they apologized, right? But there were other studios that also apologized for some of the stuff that they made. Like EA apologized for some of the things that happened in Jedi
Survivor.
No, not Survivor. The other one.
Fallen Order.
No, they
Fallen
apologize for stuff
for Survivor as well.
Survivor.
I know.
Really?
Project.
Yeah,
because
it
of
was
on PC. On PC it was like terrible,
Yeah.
and they needed a
Yeah,
big
yeah, it
patch
was
for the console.
I know
The first couple days. it was bad.
Project CD. What is it? The people that made
CD Red.
CD Red. Yeah,
Cyberpunk,
Cyberpunk. They apologized.
Can I play that game, by the way? I've been waiting. I know you guys were waiting years to play it, but now I've been waiting years for it to not be broken. Can I play that?
Is it still broken?
Apparently, you can, from what I've heard.
Okay.
That's kind of too late.
On like current gen, or can I still play it like on my One X?
That I don't know.
That I don't think. Yeah,
Probably current gen.
Yeah, right. I shouldn't even try.
But
The problem is my current gen console doesn't have a disc drive.
Yeah.
But okay, go ahead.
no, yeah. So I just thought it was all these companies were apologizing for the products, right? And made me appreciate Nintendo even more because they delayed Tears of the Kingdom 1 whole year. And
I think a lot of people are gonna learn from that.
yeah. So I think you're right. I think a lot of shows are gonna start being video games are gonna start being delayed, and it's gonna suck at first, right? Because we want those games out, but if anything, Tears of the Kingdom shows us that it's better to delay a game than garbage.
You know, maybe if you're younger, it's gonna suck. But I'm at a point in my life where I'm like,
I don't have time.
I can wait. Yeah.
A year is not that much.
Take a year. That's a year for me to get my affairs in order.
Yeah.
Because these games, they're 20, 30, 50, 120 hours. Like,
Yeah, makes sense. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I saw that. We are like in an age of apology for video games. Every
Right?
studio drops a game and apologizes like within a week. It's kind of sad to see. There's a lot of rushed products, games that could be great, but they're not because they don't take the time.
I mean, because they're spending tons of money and they're innovating with new technology and
And they announce the games too early.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there's pressure from consumers to release the product.
Some of the best announcements have been like, "Oh, this game comes out next month."
Yeah, exactly. That's what you should do.
Yeah, once it's ready, it should be gold verified before you start telling us.
The only reason you're announcing a game is because you need help paying for it.
Yeah,
and that's
wow, that's actually a really informative take.
Thank you.
That's so true.
Thought of it right now.
Good, because wow, I had not considered that.
I hadn't thought about that either. That's a good point.
Wow, that's actually enlightening. Metroid, for example, came out that like Prime re-release. They were like, it's out today, and it'll be in stores in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That should happen more often.
And they capitalized on the hype because I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it that same day, and I was like, I don't know when I have time, but you know what? I love this game.
It's out. Yeah, it's out. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, and I got it, and I haven't played it, but I know it's awesome because it's got great reviews. So it's like,
and they got your sale.
Yeah, that's it. I'll get to it at some point. But they made their money. They got their prestige because the game was gold and it was beautiful, and everyone wins. Everyone was happy.
Yeah. Oh man.
So let that be a lesson that in your life there's highs and there's lows. There's Tears of the Kingdom, and then there's Lord of the Rings Gold.
I also can't praise Nintendo too much because I won't forget about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
You know what? That's the Pokemon company.
That's Game Freak, sir.
And you know what?
That's true, but still.
Let's talk about that. Let me move up that topic on today's list because we actually have that as a point of contention. That is Niantic and the Pokemon Company and their conspiracy to ruin Pokemon for us. I talked a little bit about this with Dan because he was out of the loop he's been on the Scarlet and Violet side of it.
Can you open my presents, Dan? My gifts in Pokemon Go. We're almost best friends. We're almost best friends.
Actually, I'm going to take this opportunity to put this out there in the world. Anyone who's listening to this who hasn't opened me and Link's presents, can you please open?
Yes, please. Also, if you live in the Tundra region or the Sun region of the Pavilion badge collection, please befriend me. I'm about to platinum that badge. I just need 3 more postcards. That's all I need.
We've lost about half our listeners.
Two from the Tundra region. That's you, Iceland. And I know we have friends in Iceland.
Yeah.
We're going, so we're
good.
We're
going, so let's friend people there.
No, we don't have to friend anyone. I'll send you. You send me.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's get postcards. Yeah.
And if you're in South Central America, please befriend me. I just need 1 more, and I get the Sun badge. That's all.
I was just saying that some people tuned out because they're like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, he's just shamelessly begging on the
I
show.
need this.
Actually, I actually just deleted Pokemon Go a few days ago.
What?
Well, I was really sick recently,
Okay, that makes sense.
and I was like, I need to get rid of all distractions, so I like deleted.
Detox.
Yeah, I put my phone back in black and white as we discussed earlier this season, and I deleted Reddit and Pokemon Go.
Oh, I deleted Reddit. Yeah, too.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's it. That way, I won't pick up my phone, and when I pick up my phone, it'll be ugly, and I'll have nothing to do on it. So. I was telling Danny a little bit about this, that Niantic has been making some
Terrible choices.
Yeah. You want to share some of them?
I don't know what they've done, but they owe me an apology.
So you don't know what's offended
Well,
you?
what's offended me? First of all, the thing that got me was I love the remote raid passes.
Yes.
I love the price at which you could get them because it would take me 4 to 5 days, of leaving Pokemons in gyms to afford 3 remote raid passes, and now they raised it up to 520. It went from 300 to 525, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, who am I going to do this
That's a big
with?
jump.
That's a big.
It's a huge jump.
That's a huge jump. So I'm like, no, who am I going to do remote raid passes with, anyways? Raids with. So I was bummed out by that.
Yeah. And I think it kind of opens your eyes that our relationships with companies are like relationships with people. Because now that how much is it for 3 remote raid passes?
525.
Yeah, and that's how much money?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say it's like $5.50 or something. Like, let's say you need like $5 or something. Because I think it's like 100 coins for $1, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So let's say it's $5-6, right?
$5.
Right. For 3 remote raid, it's a little more than 5, but let's say it's $5, right? For 3 remote raid passes. And now you start to realize when someone takes advantage of you that you're like, you know what? They were kind of expensive from the beginning. And I was putting up with it.
Yeah.
And then it sours you on like your good memories. I was like, you know what? I have been paying too much. And now I don't want to pay forever anymore, ever. And that was like the big brick, I think, that started toppling down the house.
They've done more stuff. Tell us what they've done.
Yeah, well, I mentioned to Dan, we had finished recording. I think I talked to him for like half an hour about this.
I was downstairs playing. I was downstairs playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, anytime anyone's doing anything this month, Link is somewhere playing Tears of the Kingdom.
At work, I was playing. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, it's done now,
No,
so you've already paid for the year. Yeah. So. But I think I mentioned a lot.
$5 is 550 Pokecoins. So
okay, so it's $5.
It's $5 for 3. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I mentioned a lot of glitches, a lot of
dumb glitches.
Where do I start? Number 1, they made me buy this long-term research where I'm stuck in the middle of it for weeks and weeks because you have to catch 10 Kecleon, but Kecleons never spawn.
Appear, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen 1 in like 3 months. Number 2, so just frustrating things like that. But then they had an event. What is it? Regigigas? What was it? I don't even remember what it was. No, the one that you wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
That they never spawned.
I don't know. It was a weird dragon Pokemon.
Yeah, Regidrag. I don't know. They had a legendary raid event
that you had to pay for.
Yeah, that you had to pay for, and then they never spawned. So then they had to do a makeup, and the makeup sometimes didn't spawn depending on your region. Like they had to do makeup for the makeup in certain regions.
The Larvesta thing.
Oh yeah, they had a egg hatching event, and some people paid tons to get a bunch of incubators and hatched egg after egg after egg, and they never got the Larvesta that they wanted. Link didn't even want a Larvesta.
I didn't want a Larvesta. I just wanted a Mr. Mime Jr. Yeah. That's all I wanted. I popped 30 eggs, 37K eggs.
Uh-huh. And how many Mr. Mime Juniors did you get?
Zero.
Zero
Are you serious?
Zero.
Out of 30 eggs?
Out of 30 eggs.
That's correct. And just frustrating things like this, things that like...
I was active that week, so that was good.
Yeah, they wanted to sell incubators, spend more money, and then just broken events. I don't know what's... sending press releases, tweets, in-game notifications about perks that are going to happen during an event, and then those perks never happen.
Yeah.
And then them trying to gaslight you by saying, make sure that you're only getting your information from official means. What? It was in the game. Just things like that. Niantic's been a mess.
My favorite one that you told me was the Team Rocket Go box.
Oh, yes. There was 2 identical boxes right next to each other in the shop, and one of them was significantly more expensive than the other one. It made 0 sense.
If you're not paying attention, you could absolutely just get the wrong box and suddenly you've like paid more. It's so scummy, or
Yeah.
scummy, or just like stupid. I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
what it is.
I don't know if it's greed or ineptitude, but somebody's got to do something about Niantic.
Yeah.
The last one is they created these rocket raids, and they're local only, so you cannot remote, even if you do have a remote raid pass. So
I don't understand why they're trying to get rid of remote raid passes.
I don't. Yeah, they invented them.
You invented them. You made the game better.
They make you more money. I don't
yeah,
understand.
like people were willing
It
to
makes
pay.
it more accessible. I don't understand.
Yeah, and think about that. He's complaining that they raised the price, and I'm complaining that now you can't use them on certain raids. Why would you raise the price of something you can
can't
now use
use.
less?
I
Exactly. It's because they don't want to use them.
I
They're
guess.
trying to get rid of them.
I guess. I don't know, man.
It's one of your best.
So
It was
weird.
one of the best things about the game.
And then the other side of that coin
'Cause
is
I didn't because
Yeah,
it's
no.
already annoying to do raids, right?
Yeah.
I can't do raids with Danny because he stopped playing the game. Right? I'm mad at you, Danny, but I love you still.
I'll
Right?
open your gift today.
I don't know many people that play the game, right?
right.
If I go to a raid,
The
there's-
community's getting smaller.
the community's getting smaller. If I go to a raid, it's no one's there. So I've been using apps like PokeGenie to do remote raids.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
there's that
awesome. I
too.
love it
Yeah.
because I can finally do things on my own. But you're raising the price of the remote raid passes. Like I can't do this anymore.
That was the other thing. They pulled funding for the Sylph Road, which is an independent organization that does the research to kind of help this game make sense and work better. And now they announced that they're closing because they can't afford to continue moving forward without Niantic's help. All so that Niantic could launch Campfire, a separate app that nobody uses.
I
That
don't
sucks.
use it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other side of that coin is the Pokemon Company, who can't get their stuff together. We've complained ad nauseum that Scarlet and Violet launched broken. They apologized when the game came out. There's back on theme, right? And they said they would fix it. They have not fixed it. They've done several patches that do
Yeah,
very
still
little.
bad.
Yeah, very little to improve the game. And then they announced that Pokemon Home, which for those of you that don't know what that is, it's where you pay a subscription and you can kind of store all your Pokemon from all the games and then send them to all the other games, like the new games that come out, like Scarlet and Violet. They announced, oh, it'll be out on this day, so you can import all your Pokemon. And then the very next day, they announced, no, we were wrong. That's not the date. It's not coming out. It's coming out later.
It's just weird. Like
It's like,
it's just strange.
you know, you have those friends that are flakes that are like, guys, let's get together. Come over to my house on Thursday. And it's Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, after you've made plans, they're like, guys, nah, never mind. Like, why are these why do we have codependent relationships with these companies all of a sudden?
it's
Yeah.
leading me on for some reason. I don't. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I have enough with the people in my life for
Yeah.
you to treat me this way. So I don't know what the future of Pokemon is. I mean, I think me and Dan is smart. He didn't buy Scarlet and Violet. I've solemnly swore that I'm not getting the next Pokemon game.
Yeah,
I'm going
me
to.
neither.
I'm not saying I'm going to quit Pokemon Go, but I'm easing back on my consumption. You know, I'm not going to plan my life around it. I went a month where I made like 57 best buddy Pokemon. But I don't know, Link, how do you feel about Pokemon right now?
I just want to
Right,
get
'cause
that.
you're the biggest fan.
I just
Yeah.
want to get that Pavilion badge. Once I get that,
So please help.
so please help me end this misery. I don't want to play
How do
this
you
game
feel
no more.
about Scarlet and Violet now? Like after?
He barely played it.
You know what? I just didn't go to the depths of the game. You know the depths. I don't know what it's called.
That's like
The end. Yeah, I didn't.
there's
do,
the depths. There's like a
Yeah.
There's a
yeah, there's
map
a
on it?
depth. Yeah, there's a
It's-
map under.
what?
Yeah,
Is that a new thing? Is that?
I don't know.
Oh.
They had a depth.
I have no idea.
That's where you get those other Pokemons. I forgot.
I know Elden Ring did it. Tears of the Kingdom did it.
You have that, and I didn't do the Pokemon League either. So
Okay. How many hours you got into it?
Well, yeah.
maybe 30, 20,
Yeah,
30,
okay.
25.
You got your money's worth. in my
I got my
opinion,
money's worth
so.
of a Pokemon game. Yeah.
I guess.
At this point, I'd rather play like emulated Pokemon games from the Game Boy.
As would I.
Or-
Nintendo, get the Pokemon Company to let you release
Yeah.
the original games
Come on.
the virtual console or whatever it's called now. Nintendo
I
Switch
would
Online.
buy all the Game Boy
I
ones
would buy
on
them,
the
yeah.
Switch.
Well, you won't be able to buy them, but you'll be able to pay for your subscription.
I would
so
do
you
that.
can
Oh
play
yeah,
them.
that's fine. That's fine with me.
Okay. So let's look at the past, okay? So that we can have a brighter future. With that being said, a couple of streaming things dropped this month. Not too much, and I didn't watch any of it because we've been playing this game.
Yeah.
So again, check out Tears of the Kingdom if you have a Nintendo Switch. I just wanted to highlight two things that I heard really good things about. So I don't know if it's true, but they're definitely on my radar. Hopefully by the end of summer. Muppets Mayhem, which is a new Muppets show. I love the Muppets.
Is it Jason Segel anywhere
no, it's
near
not
this?
Jason Segel. No, that's not the only Muppets that matter.
But I really like Jason Segel
Oh, okay.
as Muppets, man.
And then there's American Born Chinese. Have you guys heard about this show?
Oh, isn't that
I saw the trailer
everything
and I was
everywhere all at
surprised.
once? PG version,
Yeah, it's basically like a PG,
Disney version of.
Disney version of Everything Everywhere All at Once. It reunites the cast. I think there's some creative input from
The Daniel.
from the Daniels. I do know it's like a family show, so I do think it's for younger audiences.
Yeah.
But I've heard positive things coming out of it. I've heard it's really good. So something to check out. Again, I can't verify of its quality, but I've heard good things. And it's two things that came out in May that I definitely want to check out.
Strong
And they're-
cast for that, I guess.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It's
And they're
very
both on Disney Plus, which I know a lot of people complain does not have a ton of content coming in all the time.
Okay.
Or like Danny, you complained that the Ant-Man movie came out.
I still haven't watched
Oh, you haven't?
it. Yeah, I never will.
Is that serious? You're never gonna?
I might not. I might
Okay.
just accept it is what it is.
All right. Again, me and Link didn't think it was that
It's
bad.
alright.
We also didn't think it was that good.
Yeah.
But
I know, but that's 2 more hours that could go into Tears of the Kingdom. Come on.
That is
I
all.
gotta-
But I give you that. You know what?
yeah.
If that's the trade off, then yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
so
it's worth it.
You know what? I'm
um,
going to start measuring time and things. Like, I could go to a friend's house and
no,
celebrate his birthday.
Don't.
But that could go towards Tears of the
That's at
Kingdom.
least 4 hours.
That's
Exactly.
exactly.
Don't do that.
You
You're
could
gonna be
get
like,
a lot done in 4
Done.
hours.
I could go to the gym. I could eat.
I could start a family. But that's
Years.
18 years that I could dedicate to Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm not sure this is the healthiest road to go down. Speaking of streaming services, Max launched.
Yeah.
I don't think I put that on the list, but
Oh, true.
all I know is that I downloaded the app and it immediately logged me in because of HBO Max.
Mm.
I appreciate that. I think that's the first time that's
That's
ever
a
happened.
nice touch.
It is a very nice touch. I think it's too soon to figure out. It's got everything on HBO plus some more stuff, so
Let me see.
something to take a look at.
The only thing I've seen about Max is that they suggest films based on your Harry Potter house.
Hey,
No
what?
way. Oh.
Well, yeah, it was like this.
That's actually
these
pretty
movies
cool.
Are for Slytherins.
Oh no, I
And
saw
then it
this
was
because
like-
you guys sent this in the chat, and it was a horrific
oh.
list.
Why am
Yeah,
I
that was
Ezra?
horrible.
Why am I Ezra Miller?
Oh yeah, I changed all our icons in our family to be members of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I'm gonna edit this.
No,
Link,
don't
what
edit
an
it right
honor.
now.
No, there's only one character that's I want to be.
You're gonna be the only one with a successful film franchise.
Yeah,
soon.
I don't want to be. No, I want to be Larry David.
And I don't think he's a choice anymore.
What?
I guess you hate Max now.
Oh my goodness.
But
Why isn't Larry David a choice?
I don't know, man. What do you want? Because it's not just HBO now. It's Max. It's everything
What the heck
under the
is-
Warner Brothers.
See, but wouldn't Larry
family.
David be part of everything?
Yeah, wouldn't you want to? Wouldn't that's how you win me over?
That's fair, but last time it was just nothing but HBO
Where's the
icons.
Conan? Where's the
you know?
Conan show?
So they were just pulling as many HBO characters as they could. Also, I'm lying, and I don't know. Larry David might still be a
Why would you
selection there.
remove them though? I don't.
Nah, they hate.
Why would you not just add to them?
No, they did do because I was looking for some of our old ones. Like I think we used to have the Teen Titans, and I'm not sure if they're all there anymore. They have new ones though, like Batman the Animated Series and stuff like that. So they actually had custom. HBO Max was very nice. They had custom, and you can upload any image and have that be your icon.
Really?
That's yeah.
cool.
So
I like
so at some point we were all like AEW wrestlers, and then we were all.
Really? I mean, we can
Yeah.
do that now.
I did at San Diego Comic-Con when they released all the like key art for the DC films. I did that. So, but I don't know if they still have custom art for Max. Like I said, it's still new.
Ooh, I gotta watch Bear.
Link,
And
are
we'll
you
s-
still on Max?
Yeah, he's.
Yeah. I'm trying to look for that Conan show.
Well, you gonna start watching it right now?
I'm gonna
while
start
we're on
watching
air?
it right now. Oh, Zoe Deschanel has a "What Am I Eating" with Zoe Deschanel.
So, as you noticed, I just mentioned that we're all in the same, or at least me and Link are in the same streaming family here on Max, which is provided to me through my AT&T, through our family AT&T subscription.
Thank
We'll
you,
see how
AT&T.
long. We'll see how long that lasts, since they technically said they'd give me HBO Max for life. So are they gonna try to be like HBO Max doesn't exist anymore?
That'd be a good way to get yourself out of that.
Yeah, to screw me. But anyways, speaking of streaming families, the emails went out here in the United States already.
Oh no.
Everyone with a Netflix account has been informed. Netflix is for you and your household, the people living in your home.
The age of reckoning has come.
Yeah. Which someone pointed out, an old tweet that's still up, that Netflix.
Love is sharing a password?
Yeah, love is sharing a password.
Love is sharing a password.
That did not age well.
Liars.
No.
I don't like the level of aggression in the communication regarding this. Like, it's very stern. Like, Netflix is for the people living in your home. Like, as if you could just rewrite the rules and then be like really.
But
stern
what is a home? Because
A home
Thor,
is a people.
Thor Ragnarok taught us that
Yes.
a home is a people.
Mhm.
So Netflix, you're wrong, and Thor is right. So
I just don't understand. Like college students, like
you're screwed. Everyone's
no.
screwed, right?
A lot of
I
people
mean-
are screwed.
Yeah, I mean, how about like shared custody? You're telling me that a child who's lives with two separate parents is only allowed to watch Netflix 50% of the time? You know, if one parent doesn't have Netflix, they don't deserve to watch
To
Netflix when they're not.
our-
Even worse, so how about someone whose mom does not have Netflix or dad does not have Netflix, so he uses his brother-in-law's father's Netflix,
I don't think
and,
they care about
and
you.
now he can't watch Netflix.
I think that's who they're targeting. That's you
Yeah.
specifically.
Oh
That's
my
really
goodness.
specific, but also
my
a lot
goodness.
of people I feel like are in a similar boat.
Yeah.
So
That's literally why they're cutting it. I just think it's very difficult to shift culture,
yeah.
you know? And I think there's a famous saying that says culture eats strategy for breakfast. Now, it doesn't always work, and maybe this will make Netflix a richer company, but I can see, at least in me personally, I'm cutting Netflix and I'm not paying for something that I was sharing with my legitimate biological father, you know?
Yeah.
I'm his son and we live across the street from each other, you know?
And I'm his daughter-in-law's brother,
Who also lives across the
who
street.
also lives across the street from me.
So I don't know if the cultural shift of everyone paying for their Netflix is something that's gonna happen.
Oh my
quite
goodness.
frankly.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to make it. I use my dad's Netflix account. I'm not gonna get my own. I will just cut ties with Netflix. That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
and listen, I'm gonna be honest. Two things are gonna happen. I'm just gonna miss out on some Netflix shows. That's just gonna happen. You know,
Oh,
there's tons of
no.
content out
Wednesday,
there.
Season 2.
Or two, maybe I'm gonna open that friend of a friend's Plex server that they happen to have been. I've been legally watching,
Arg.
but you know,
Might sail the 7 seas.
how do they get that there? Because I don't even have to break any laws for that. But most likely I just won't watch the content. Let's be honest. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. I don't see me paying for something that I have complained for almost 2 years of having this show.
When does this?
It's
when
not
does
very
this-
good to begin with.
When does it take place?
It's soon. It's any minute now. It might happen already. I don't know because I'm not the household owner.
Oh no.
This is
So-
like, hold your family and friends any moment now.
You're gonna open Netflix and
hammer
this is
will
gonna
come
tell
down,
you.
yeah.
So they've been informed, and I don't think they've flipped the switch yet. But they've been informed that that's it. They're doing it. It's
Dang.
happening.
Oh
So
well.
what are you gonna do? Okay. Speaking of movies, I know you guys are huge John Wick fans.
Yeah. Haven't seen John
Yeah.
Wick 4.
You still what?
I was gone. You know what? I miss that window.
What's that window? Like 2-3 days?
Yeah.
You were back. You were back like the day after it came
Yeah,
out.
but stuff got in the way. Other movies came in. Also, it's 3 hours long.
Yeah, that is. Fair.
That's what turned me off.
But you're gonna watch it at home.
But I'm
when it
gonna watch it on Max when it comes out.
Is that where it'll come out?
I don't know, but I hope so.
I think it's a
'cause I have Max.
Lionsgate film. I don't know who.
What does that mean?
I
know it's Lions. I know what it means.
Well, Lionsgate is a film studio
who owns
shares
the right?
independent
Yeah.
film. Yeah. Go ahead, keep vamping. Talk about why you haven't seen it.
It's just having. By the time I came back, everyone I was gonna watch it with already watched it, and no one wanted to watch a 3-hour movie again.
Okay, apparently, Lionsgate films release on Stars.
Who has stars in our family?
I do. I have Stars.
Are we good?
I wait till they do a promotion where they're like, have 1 year for $12, and I'm like, I'll take it.
There we go. We're good.
So that way I can watch the extended cut of Spider-Man that I never bought, and Heels, that wrestling show, and that's literally the only thing I watch on Stars. And movies, random movies that show up. Like I think
Where's Breaking Bad? Is that on Netflix? Still?
Yeah, but not for long. They said it was leaving in 25.
Not for long. That's 2 years
That's
from
2
now.
years from
That
now.
is long. You're right.
Not for long.
For
The
long,
contract only
but-
runs till 2032. After that, who knows?
Maybe
We
that's
might only
for
have
long.
one streaming app.
But
then.
anyways, 2025.
We might only have one film company and 2 streaming apps that we pay $250 for by then.
Yeah.
So John Wick 5 was not announced, but an executive within
Yeah, said that they were
the
going to make
studio
it.
said John Wick 5 is coming and doubled down on the John Wick cinematic universe.
If
More
it's not, oh well, I
ahead.
can't give spoilers, but interesting choice.
Okay.
I think this is what you
Excited.
do. We all know about the Puppy Bowl, right?
Wait, before you move on, do you know what happens at the end of John Wick?
No.
Yeah, that's
no.
why I
okay.
didn't want to say anything.
All right then.
We know that there's a Puppy Bowl, right?
Like a puppy bowl, like
Like the
the
Super Bowl?
actual event in real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we do it with John Wick's puppies.
He only has like one puppy.
You only have one.
Now, because in this show, he ends up going to a shelter and
He liberates all the puppies.
liberating all the puppies.
All the puppets.
and
Muppets, man.
and we get a puppy bowl, John Wick, and they all fight each other to death. No, I wouldn't want that for.
I don't want to
Yeah.
see.
I don't think
wanna
John
see
Wick
that.
wants that.
Yeah, you're right. I take that back.
Hey,
No one wants that.
they're not all winners. You know,
Yeah.
it's called brainstorming
Yeah.
for a reason.
There you go, live brainstorming. That's the content you don't have to pay for.
What?
You don't have to share
I mean-
passwords for.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, everybody can create their own account and download this show.
Exactly. We're free. We're better than Netflix. Love is not sharing a password.
Love is having your own account for free.
love is
Yeah.
love is sharing. Searching for McGuffin podcast.
That should be one of our taglines. It should be searching for McGuffin. We're better than Netflix.
Whoever runs our Twitter, you know what to do.
You think John Wick is like big enough of a franchise to have an entire extended universe about?
I know they're having the ballerina, right?
Yeah.
With what's her name?
Ana de Armas.
Yes, the most beautiful Cuban in the world.
Okay.
Hey man, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Female
what-
Cuban in the world.
Oh,
Thank
now you're gonna put a modifier on
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
All
sorry.
right.
I'm sorry, Danny's mom.
Bittersweet.
You're number two. You're number two.
Bittersweet.
I mean, I don't know. Sounds like fun. You get me? I don't know what if you can get the guys from
How to Train Your Dragon.
No, the guys from the Raid, the be in the John Wick cinematic universe. I'm down.
You know, you're constantly harping on the guys from the Raid. I don't know. I feel like that cultural moment has passed, and they're
I
not,
actually love that movie so much.
the first one.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh.
seen the second one.
You've never seen the second one.
No,
You're such a strange creature, Link.
I am the.
How can you love something so much?
I'm
and
a
then
rare
just-
breed.
No, yeah, that's fair. All right. A little bit of a sports talk. Actually, I didn't get this topic cleared. I don't know if you want to talk about the championships or is there anything to talk about there?
So the Miami Heat tonight.
Okay.
Oh boy. I don't
Game
know if I
7.
want that.
When we're recording this, yes, tonight.
Game 7 against the freaking Boston Celtics.
And he didn't say freaking.
Scott Foster's gonna referee.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in Boston.
Wait, I didn't know there's this kind of culture where like you know who the referee is and that like
Yeah,
affects
because refs.
We've only won once with this ref,
because
and I
this
think
referee
we've played
sucks.
12 games. Yeah.
Yeah,
my conspiracy theory is true.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't think we're
The
gonna win
agenda
this one.
continues.
And if we don't win this, I don't see me back in another Searching for McGuffin episode for a whole month.
Wow, that's you're laying down that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm laying down the law.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you NBA an ultimatum.
What is this? Conference championship
It's
series
an
been
Eastern
like
Conference.
for you?
What has it been, bro? It's
A roller coaster.
a roller coaster. I thought we were winning this. I thought that's it. I thought it was over.
Yeah, we were up
Yeah.
what 3-0.
Last week, we should have been done. 2 weeks ago,
Every
we should have
game,
been
I
done.
was like, all right, one more. Let's close
One more.
And then
You were
now
praying
it's
harder
just
than the
one
guy
more.
from.
And then, yeah. I don't know what to say. That's all I want. I don't want to talk about it
Okay.
because they're probably.
It would
gonna
be.
lose.
It's hard to rep the Heat after if we lose. It's
Yeah.
gonna be. I'll wear it with pride, but man, it's gonna
Yeah.
sting.
It's gonna
My
sting,
license plate has the Heat logo on it.
It'll be like
Yeah.
when you wear your country's flag, but they're going through like a totalitarian dictatorship.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's like I'm repping what this represents underneath the turmoil of our existence.
But the Florida Panthers, a hockey team, we're in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I
What
might
does that
just be a
mean for
permanent
me?
Hockey fan.
I don't know. I don't watch hockey. I don't even know where to watch hockey. I went to one hockey game in my life. I struggled finding the puck, but they got in a fight, so I thought that was interesting.
I
So
think that always happens.
I don't know. I can't tell. I've only been to one hockey game. I've only seen one hockey game. I don't know what a hockey. I played in high school. I
Yeah.
played hockey, indoor hockey, and that's it. And then I did it in college.
But just
for
to be
intramural.
clear, that's a floor hockey. That's not
Floor
there's no ice.
hockey
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
gym. We're running with shoes. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna root for this team now. Also, you know what? If the Heat lose, just become Miami Dolphins fans. We have Ted.
Listen, I'm going all in. Mike McDaniels.
Mike
is my
McDaniels is a Ted Lasso of the NFL.
hero. Yeah.
That's it. We're good. And he's not gonna leave us at the end of the season for his family because his family lives with him.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is that happening?
I'm assuming so.
Oh, okay, that's not a spoiler.
No.
Okay. All right. So my conspiracy theory, right, is that all professional sports are rigged.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're fake, like everybody's in on it on the take. I'm just saying, like, you get one referee, you get one player on the team.
No, there's definitely something, and like the ESPN agenda, like
Yeah, they're- the
it's almost
narrative
like
that they wanna
ESPN
push.
knew this was happening before
Yeah.
it started happening.
And it's almost like the more games they play, the more money they make.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You got one sweep on one side of the conference.
can't have another
final,
sweep,
you
right?
want another sweep on the other one.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna say I agree with you, but something's
And-
going on.
And that healthy skepticism comes from knowing that I'm a lifelong fan of professional wrestling, where everyone is in on the take.
Exactly.
And this month, just last night when we were recording
Last
this,
night, yeah.
right before the Game 7 of the conference championships, was AEW, All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing, the 4-year anniversary of their first pay-per-view. We could argue with our friends last night whether the company was 4 or 5 years. Technically, they don't get their TV show for a couple of other months, which is when they really get rolling. But this was their first show 4 years ago
Yeah.
to the date. So it's kind of the fifth Double or Nothing, their 4-year anniversary. What did you think of the show, Link?
I thought it was an all right show. You get me? First match was great. Everything in the middle was boring. And the last two matches came in and were pretty great.
Yeah, Dan's been disconnected for a while. He joined us on this bandwagon, I don't know, I want to say a year or so ago?
A year ago, yeah.
Yeah, he was, then we stopped drafting. We stopped keeping up with.
It's because we do fantasy, what is it, wrestling?
Yeah, fantasy wrestling. yeah.
Fantasy wrestling.
What else would you call it? It's
I
fantasy
don't
football, it's fantasy
Yeah.
basketball, fantasy baseball.
We do fantasy wrestling. And
It sounds weirdly like
silly.
or sensual. We do fantasy wrestling.
So it's like, I want to wrestle Zendaya.
No. Back it up. So we do fantasy wrestling. Continue.
And yeah, we invited Danny to be part of it without him knowing anything, which is good because sometimes you need people like that.
Yeah. Sometimes they win.
Sometimes they win, yeah. But yeah, That's it, right?
Yeah, so we redrafted without Dan. Well, he'll join our season later on. We're trying to figure out how it works again. But so we watched the show last night.
Yeah.
So you mentioned what it was like. I think it's a turning point to just kind of like catch Dan up to speed, and for those people who like listen to when we talk about this stuff, they're investing in the future. Their main event was 4 young guys that started off with the company since practically day one. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, the son of Beverly Hills 90210 Luke Perry, along with other celebrated titles. Darby Allin, former professional skateboarder, friend of Tony Hawk, who's a turned professional wrestler.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Sammy Guevara, who
future father.
Yeah, that's right. He announced that he's having a baby right in his entrance with the cue cards. He has this cue card gimmick where he holds up like Bob Dylan in the Subterranean Homesick Blues music video. And MJF, the guy who won the championship in New Jersey when we were there live.
Yeah.
One of the worst nights of our life. It was a great show, but MJF won the title.
And we were in New Jersey.
And we had to go to New Jersey, which was really the worst part, and sit next to people from New Jersey.
No.
Apologies. Link, who is from New Jersey.
I was just born there. That's it. I was just born, conceived and born there. I was not raised in New Jersey.
Well, that's what happened, right? The moment you were born, your parents were like, there's no place to raise a child.
Yeah, I'm like, get me out of here.
So they were investing in the future. 4 young guys. They stole the show. Excellent main event. If anyone gets a chance to check it out. There was a bunch of criticism going into it, like, these guys aren't ready.
Get out of here, bro.
Man, maybe they're not the best talkers. Maybe they don't have that, like, huge superstar image. But, man, they stole the show. They could go.
That's interesting. So does this, like, end up being, like, almost like a rookie showcase?
I mean, in a sense, yeah. Well, so Link was talking about this. He was telling me these guys are so young. He was like, the stars in WWE, which is the league, the famous league, the Coca-Cola, right, of professional wrestling that everybody knows. He's like, the young guys here are so much better than the young guys there. And I'm trying to be fair and balanced, and I'm like, that's not true, man. They have a lot of good talent. But we literally put them side by side. Like, we pulled up the rosters, and I was trying to argue against Link, and I really couldn't.
No.
They have great talent there, but they're all in their, like, 40s.
Like, mid-30s, 40s.
Mid-30s, 40s.
These are 20-year-olds.
Yeah, these guys are 20, 25. They're your age, Dan. They're Link's age, No, they're Gabe's age.
Younger than me, more
than Gabe's age. They're in that 20 to 30 range, you know what I mean? And everyone is upwards of 40 in WWE. Not that those guys are amazing and everything.
Yeah, we love them.
But also, AEW has guys in that age range, too, with that level of experience who are just as amazing.
Yeah.
But they're investing in the future. So when you say rookie showcase, this company's 4 years old. They've only been on national television for 4 years, so they're not exactly rookies, but this is their first time in that main event spotlight for the world heavyweight champions.
And they stole the show.
Yeah, so as main eventers, definitely a rookie year. This is the first time. AEW's champions in the past have been Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, guys with years and years of experience.
Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah. Well, Hangman Adam Page is probably their first.
CM Punk.
How old is Hangman?
31.
He's 31, and he was champion like last year?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, so he was like 30.
CM Punk as well.
Yeah, and CM Punk. So everyone except Hangman was more well-established. Hangman was more established than these guys, sure, but also he was kind of like B player. They kind of built him up. So that was the first, moving into he's 30, he's moderately experienced. So they gave him the strap, but now we're moving into these under 30 guys that have literally never been on TV until
4 years ago.
Until 4 years ago, and anything that audiences know is what they've been showcased here in this company. So I think that was a tremendous achievement. I thought it was a great show, especially that back half. And then at the end, there was a main event called Anarchy in the Arena, where the Blackpool Combat Club, which is this team that Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson have united to form, alongside Claudio Castiglione, formerly known as Cesaro in WWE, and Wheeler Yuta versus
the Elite,
the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Hangman, reunited for the first time in, it feels like years.
Yeah,
right?
years, yeah.
Right? And it was just carnage.
It was beautiful.
So to just kind of give you an idea, we've talked about it, Dan, when we took you to the show, and it clicked that is like it's part concert, part theater, part sport. John Moxley's theme is Wild Thing, and he had a live band come out and perform it.
That's cool.
And the brawl started all over the arena. Remember, it's 4-on-4. So they go in all different directions. They're in the stands. They're in the ring. They go backstage. All the while, Wild Thing is playing.
Yeah, the
2,
band.
3
That's
times.
So cool.
Yeah. So the match is happening while the soundtrack is going. And it doesn't stop until the Young Bucks go on stage and super kick
The musicians.
the band leader.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Which was doing blackface?
Well, he had a black mask and he had some black paint under it. Yes, but
So
I
it looked
don't,
like he was doing blackface.
I don't think he was doing. I think he had a protective mask because
He knew he was gonna get kicked,
2
yeah.
kicks to the face from professional wrestlers. So yeah, he sold pretty good for it. But it was anarchy as advertised. They fought everywhere. It was cinematic. It was
enjoyable.
musical. It was violent. Screwdrivers, barbed wire, broken glass. Like, it was not for the faint of heart. Explosions, yeah. There was a moment where one of the Young Bucks did a super kick, their signature move, where they do like a thrust kick to the face. And then his sneaker exploded because he had tied like a firework contraption to
What?
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. What the
And
heck?
none of us knew what happened. Not even the announcers. They were like, what just happened? And there
That's
was no
cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And it almost sounds stupid talking
Yeah.
about it, but it was awesome.
It was enjoyable, yeah.
It was very good. So pushing the art form of professional wrestling forward.
AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got these new guys, right? Are you
Yeah.
at all scared that WWE is gonna come up with a big check and be like
That's always a possibility.
yeah.
and
it's
try to take this young talent away from AEW?
That's a possibility. What WWE has against them is Vince McMahon. Because if Vince McMahon is in control, then
Have we talked about his return on the show?
yeah, he came back. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Vince McMahon is in control, you don't want to be part of WWE because there's no logic to the way he tells a story, and it's whatever makes him happy, right?
You're not gonna get pushed. You're
You're
not
not
gonna get showcased. You might make a lot of money, which is a
You
good
will
incentive.
no. You will make money.
Yeah, it is a big business. I mean, it's business, right? That's what it is. But also, when you're young, you kind of it all depends. When you're young, you either want a lot of money or you want
The fame.
you want the
Yeah.
legacy, And
it's-
sometimes investing in the legacy leads to more money later, anyway. So
yeah. So I mean, if it happens, it happens, right?
the one thing I think they do got going for them is this company, and it's not just a company because when we think companies, I think our generation, millennials, Gen Zers, we kind of look at the term company like, whatever. I don't feel loyalty towards a company. But TK, Tony Khan, the president, CEO, owner of this company, has a very hands-on approach, and it's a very at least what we're shown, a family environment. He's a big fan.
It's a millennial leading.
Yeah. So
running this company instead of a boomer
Right.
who might be unapproachable, styles outdated. You get me? Compared to
or just not relatable,
not
right,
relatable,
to this
yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
So this guy used this company to invest in these 4 dudes for the past 4 years. And I think that goes a long way with our generation.
I mean-
I think that's the kind of loyalty
Yeah.
that we look for. Not the paycheck, but where is it fun? And who believed in me when I was no one, know?
Yeah.
So I think that goes a
That makes
long
sense.
way. And I think it's going to be harder and harder if they do steal away talent with dump trucks full of money. They're going to need to get another dump truck, And that's good too. That's good too, because I think, for example, we talked about Cody Rhodes. He left. The amount of money they offered him and the promises they offered him, nobody was getting that from the outside. So the guys who do leave, they help elevate the business too. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. So they're going to get more at WWE, and AEW guys are going to get more because they're going to know what you need to match to keep a guy.
Yeah. Competition is healthy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's good. I think it's good for everyone. But I think the culture at AEW, as long as it stays safe,
It's healthier, yeah.
as long as
No one's fighting anyone.
the incumbent CM Punk returning, I don't know if you know about this,
Yeah,
Dan?
he's coming back.
he's coming back and he's getting his own show on Saturday nights, and they're keeping certain people away from each other. on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So if that doesn't cause division, that's like the storm brewing in the background. But if there's no division between certain figureheads within the company, I think there's a bright future for that company. All right, that's the end of this month's headlines, and that was like an episode in of itself.
Yeah.
Let's go through some It's time for our May Hysteria segment, where we take a look at some historical events throughout the years and how they've affected us today. Our past defines our present, and it shapes our future. In 1939, Detective Comics number 27, the
Batman.
first appearance of Batman. Why is this moment significant?
Batman.
What?
Yeah, he's
Batman.
He's Batman.
He's Batman.
Batman defines comics.
Yeah.
You know, he's one side of I think Superman.
What were they doing the 26 issues before?
Actual detective stories, like guys in trench coats, like solving mysteries.
That's so cool that Batman's origin is just from straight a detective comic. I love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I love when they hone in on that part of his character.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, and that's what comic books were. You know, comic books were not different than novels. You know, sci-fi, horror. You know, real life like detective stories, pulp fiction. That's what comic books were until 1939, or I think 30, if I'm not mistaken, 38. The year before, I think it's Superman. Right? Is Batman first or Superman?
I don't know.
I think it's Superman. But no, it's Batman. It's Batman in 39 because DC, the company, stands for Detective Comics.
Oh, yes.
So it goes Batman and then Superman.
And then Superman is Action Comic?
Yeah.
Yeah, Action Comics. That's right. He debuts in Action Comics at number 1. So just the fact that entire medium at this moment shifts in a complete different direction that brings us to the world that we are today. Anyone watching a superhero movie in the theaters this summer, it's because one man, Bob Kane, wrote Detective Comics.
And that other guy.
No, he drew it. I mean, I said one guy wrote it.
But the other guy, you got to give that other guy credit,
And
bro.
who's the other guy?
Forgot his name.
So why do you want to give him credit
You
then?
give him credit anyways, bro. They made a whole documentary about him.
Socrates is sad now. He's listening to. He was on the show earlier. If you didn't see our comic collecting episode, go back and take a look at it. Batman was created by who was it? Because only Bob Kane gets the creation.
Yeah, but the other guy you
credit.
can create
Bill Finger. Bill Finger is
but this guy created the way he looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this guy's as important as Bob Kane.
Yeah, especially if you see some of those early mock-ups that Bob Kane had of what he wanted Batman to look.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked out.
Yeah.
1939 Detective Comics number 27. Download it today. 1977. Forward a couple of decades. A New Hope. Not much to say here because we had a whole episode earlier this month
On Star Wars.
That's what we did at the
Oh,
beginning.
we did it May 4th.
Yeah. A New Hope came out, started a long legacy that we still talk about constantly, watch constantly.
Yeah.
Star Wars, a whole universe, was born in 1977. 1980, Pac-Man releases.
Ooh.
Is this a significant moment for you guys?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Kind of paved the way for games.
Absolutely.
Like, this is just a classic for a reason.
Nah,
Mhm.
not for me.
Why?
I don't care about this
You don't care about Pac-Man?
game. No. I suck at Pac-Man.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, Pac-Man is one of the few games that my dad was really into. My dad is 80 plus years old, you know, so he was raised in an era that predates video games significantly. So he never got it. He never understood it. He was always supportive. I think we told the story about when he worked extra shifts just to get me something to clean my Super Nintendo. But the one game that he would always stop, whether it was at a pizza place, whether it was at, I don't know, a gas station or wherever he would find a Pac-Man machine, he would pop a quarter in it and he would play a game of Pac-Man. I don't know what it was about this game that drew my father, but there's something about Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, original Mario Brothers that paved the way for the legacy of gaming. Something that connected with individuals. Tetris. The Tetris movie we talked about came out, you know, a couple of weeks ago. I highly recommend it. These games go beyond gaming and they're just part of, like, I don't know, a cultural zeitgeist that taps into like your neurology. And they still exist today. They've been updated. And I think for many of us, we're still chasing that high of those early experiences.
Yeah.
Games get more beautiful, they get more complex, but the simplicity of a game like Pac-Man in 1980, it still resonates today. All right, 1992, Spawn debuts.
Yeah, scary man.
Why do you say scary, man?
Just scary man, bro.
What do you guys know about Spawn?
An
I
evil
actually don't know
Batman.
much.
An evil Batman.
An evil Batman? Yeah, I had
Evil
those.
magical Batman.
Evil magical Batman. Looks like Deadpool.
Looks like Deadpool. See, that's a good pull there because Spawn was the headliner title by Todd McFarlane for Image Comics. A lot of the 90s artists had left Marvel to create this independent publishing company, right? It was called Image Comics. Spawn was at the forefront of that. And the way that these creators, like Jim Lee, like Todd McFarlane, the way they drew comic books shaped the designs for years to come. Like you said, Deadpool, the Prowler in the Spider-Verse movie that's coming out. You know, even Todd McFarlane's design of the black suit Spider-Man when he drew during those story arcs, they shaped the way that our superheroes are drawn and elevated art. Jim Lee, he's the one with the 97 run of X-Men.
Yeah.
That X-Men that we all imagine what they look like with the suits and the pockets and all.
And the nice butts.
That's right. And the nice butts. So we're looking at you, Cyclops. It kind of shaped not just the way we expect comic books to look, but also giving back that power to the independent creators. It's always been a struggle in comic books for the creators to be compensated fairly.
Yeah.
You have these giant corporations that own these characters, and these artists, they redefine, they redesign. They create stories that reshape who the character is and draw illustrations that reshape what the character looks like, but they get no credit because they don't own it. So Spawn,
Like Bill Finger.
that's right, absolutely. Like even Bob Kane. You know that Bob Kane,
The jerk to Bill Finger.
sure, but you know that he never got credit for creating Batman until the Batman movie was going to come out
Oh yeah.
because his lawyer walked up to the producer of the film and he says, "I'm going to sue you." And this is just what I remember, so like I'm really dumbing it down. But basically, he's just threatens to sue him,
And stop the movie, right?
yeah, and stop the movie if he doesn't get credit for creation. So from that point on, Bob Kane gets credit for creating Batman. But if not, there would be no created by anyone
Yeah.
next to it, and that also opened the door for other people to start claiming.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, the Schuster and Siegel, the creators of Superman, for a long time fought over the ownership or at least the created credit of Superman. So this has always been a big thing. Right now we're in a writer's strike. Actually,
Exactly.
go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, we're in a writer's strike. Going back to Max, we talked about a little earlier. One of the controversial things is that they have a creators section, and it just kind of bundles writers, directors, and producers. And in the middle of a writer's strike, that came under fire because it was like,
yeah, that's gross.
yeah, you are the guy who paid to make the movie is not the same as the guy who wrote and directed the movie. So there's always been that kind of culture of minimizing the creator's input in order to maximize the profits. And one might argue that Image Comics ended up becoming that third publisher that does the same thing now itself as it used to. But at least in 1992, when Spawn debuted, it was an alternative to the mainstream two-party system that we had in comic books.
So what you're saying is eat the rich. Got it.
No, that's what AOC is saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Eat these companies. Eat Netflix.
I'll allow it. 2002, Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi film debuts.
Nice.
What do you guys think about the Raimi films?
It's pizza time.
Great success.
I mean, it helps launch, I think, the modern superhero movie.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Batman and Superman were great, but I think this like typifies. Some people will say 1999's X-Men,
Nah.
but I think it's
this one.
Yeah.
And the thing too is that you have a young man playing a young superhero.
what?
You have a young man playing
you
a
have
young.
like a 40-year-old Tobey Maguire playing Spider-Man.
But he's
Tobey
playing
Maguire
a
was
young
not
character.
40 when he was.
I don't know how old he was, but he was.
He's
20.
playing a young,
He was not-
relatable teenage guy.
Yeah, he was in his 20s playing 16.
That's the. I
I
mean,
think
that's.
he's 18 because he graduates right away.
I mean, that's what you're gonna get, though. You get me?
Sure, I guess. I mean, with Tom Holland, we got something more realistic.
Yeah, but he was still 20. He wasn't. He was in his 20s. He wasn't. Maybe he was a teenager.
I think he was a teenager.
Yeah, but he's 25 now, and he just 2 years ago he stopped being in high school.
I mean, that's fair, but at least when the movie started.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you're getting.
Also, he aged, though. He stopped being in high school, like, after 5 years, no? Like, there was a 5-year skip where he didn't exist.
That's true.
So.
But even then, in X-Men, they were in school. They were in Xavier school.
Yeah, they were in Xavier school. You're right. Well,
Yeah.
most of the team were teachers. They were the teachers.
What? Storm and Wolverine and
Cyclops.
Beast?
Yeah, they're not students.
No, Cyclops was a student, no?
No, he's a teacher in 99.
Isn't Jean Grey a student?
No, she's a teacher also.
Okay, then that's not bad.
Okay.
They end up together.
Yeah, what? You thought Cyclops was Jean Grey's teacher in 99 X-Men?
I don't know.
They don't end up together. They're already together when the movie starts.
Okay, great success.
Okay. So 2002, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, I think it lays the foundation for superhero movies in general and the Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
which we have one coming up very soon that I think we're all excited about, right?
Mm-hmm.
2004, Friends ends.
Great success.
This is just your comment for every.
Yeah.
Great discuss.
This was an important. Actually, going back to Spider-Man 2002, I remember specifically ditching my graduation practice to go watch this movie. And then in 2004, I remember this was the first time I was in college. I was like 2 years old. I must have been a sophomore in college. This is the first time I had like a TV watch party to watch the end of Friends. So this was an event. And it's funny that even
I watched that live.
Yeah, you
as
did.
it happened, yeah.
And even to this day, I have kids in school who will like reference Friends and talk about it. It's just funny to me that that's a show that someone would go back and binge watch.
I mean, when they put it on Netflix, everyone started watching it. So it you know, a whole generation got into Friends.
Yeah, literally a whole generation.
Yeah,
like
Gen
20
Z.
years later.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. So it's funny how sometimes things resonate
Yeah.
even decades later. 2006, Death Note manga ends. Death Note, I know this is important for you guys. I haven't seen this. Only the movie I've talked about. Love the movie. Big fan.
Take that back.
I'm just kidding. I haven't seen the movie. Well, why?
Great
you guys always
Great
bring
story.
it up.
I mean, I never read the manga, so.
But the anime follows
Yeah,
closely,
yeah.
right?
I don't
You
know.
have read the manga, right, Danny?
No, I've looked through it, but I've
You've
never read
dabbled.
it. I mean, it's it's pretty much the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's short too,
Same
right?
story.
Yeah,
it's
37
not long.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes this such a iconic anime that it keeps coming up in these conversations?
Very different in its time. It's just a thriller. Nice
Yeah.
little detective versus smart person.
Yeah, it's like a chess match.
Yeah,
Doesn't end well, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
Really?
But those
Oh,
first 20 to 25 episodes.
Yeah, this one, yeah. Those first 30 episodes would do, yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
Yeah.
How soon should I watch this?
Whatever you want.
Whenever it's short. It's
Okay.
worth a watch, though. I think everyone should watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard it here. Everyone should watch this if you watch anime. Would you recommend this to someone who doesn't really watch anime, or you have to be into anime?
I don't know, Link.
I
what do
don't
you
know.
think?
I don't know. It's
It's
kind
tough.
of demonic.
It's
yeah,
short, though.
It's short, but it's kind of like might be strong. You
Yeah.
get me? I don't know.
All right.
That's a tough one. Depends on the person.
Okay. It depends on the individual person.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
2010 Red Dead Redemption debuts.
Oh, yes.
One of the greatest games of
One
all
of the greatest
time.
games of all time.
And
Taught me how to hunt and skin animals. And how
Play
to talk like a cowboy.
Blackjack.
play blackjack in like all hours of the night with strangers online. Yeah. What do you think the long-term legacy of this game is?
Did wonders for Rockstar.
Yeah. It gave
I don't
him
know if
something.
it
It gave him something other
Put
than
'em- Yeah,
GTA.
GTA.
because what do they have after? What do they have besides Red Dead that is popular?
I know they.
For
ha-
example,
I know
they
they have
have
the bully.
Bully, but that
I mean, they've had games like standalone games.
yeah, Bully. You had L.A. Noire. You had is Max Payne part of
Yeah.
this?
Max Payne, yeah.
Yeah, but even
Yeah.
then that hasn't continued, right?
Yeah.
They had Manhunt 1 and 2.
Sure. So this is the only game besides
The Warriors. That was a great game.
GTA that
It has a series.
has a
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
A franchise.
Yeah.
And
I think
Red
it-
Dead 2 being honestly one of my favorite
Well,
games.
yeah, one of the
ever.
best. Yeah. I didn't think you could. I
Incredible.
didn't think anyone could beat John Marston. But here you have Arthur Morgan,
Ah,
who I love.
so good.
Yeah. Come here, boy.
Am I overreaching to say that its legacy goes beyond just Rockstar and the Red Dead franchise, and to say that we're here with games like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, that
Sure.
open sandbox because of the success
Because of nature.
and because of the exploration
Just
that Red
one
Dead
of those
opened up?
building blocks for
Yeah.
open world games. That's
in
very
nature,
influential.
because you've always
Yeah, in nature. Yeah,
It's like
You've
the
got
open games we
horse
had
stuff.
were all city related.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of change the setting, right?
Yeah.
And I think also just to show that there was both financial and artistic space there for
Yeah.
those kind of open world games.
Yeah.
And I think it definitely helped set a pattern for gaming. Finally, 2012, 11 years ago. Math is hard. 2012, the Avengers film first came out.
Yeah.
The first time we saw all our favorite superheroes team up.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I mean, the building block to what we have now. If
I
you
think
look,
that's my line.
if you watch it now, it's interesting because it's not. You're like, wow, this movie was so good when I watched it
Yeah.
12 years ago. Now it's like, this movie kind of sucks.
Okay.
Not that
I
it
think that's-
sucks.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Not that it sucks, but it's like
It
The
kinda
scale
sucks.
is much
it's the
smaller
scale is so
compared-
small. Yeah, like the heroes. It's just 6 people. You get me? For an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
We do that all the time now.
We've grown so much. You
Yeah.
get me? We get 6 people in one normal superhero.
And we're
movie.
not
We
happy.
had 3
Yeah.
Spider-Men.
We had
in
3
one-
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had Civil War.
Yeah.
You had superhero versus superhero. So not that it sucks, but it's like, wow. It was good
Times
for
have
it's great.
changed.
Yeah, it was great for its time. You get me?
Yeah.
If you go back, it's a good movie. You get me? You feel nostalgia. You appreciate, seeing Tony back and everyone else. You appreciate that. But wow, we've gone a long way.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure back then we didn't think things could get better, but they did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now we think they can't get worse, right?
Yeah.
Because we were doing a rewatch. Guardians 3 was amazing, right? So me and my wife came home and she's like, Guardians rewatch. It has to do it. So we watched 1, we watched 2, and then she's like, oh, we have to watch Infinity War and Endgame because the story continues there and they're all over it. So we did. And after Infinity War, we were both just like, this movie's so good. And after Endgame, she was openly weeping again years later for like the 50th time, right? And we came to the conclusion, we're like, I don't know if you can feel this again. And it wasn't just a moment, because I still feel it now. The films are just so good.
Yeah.
And everything, it was like with Infinity War, it's like scene after scene, we're going to that guy, we're going to this guy, we're going to her, we're going to them. And it's just like everything is just like amazingly built. And we're just like, I don't know if I can feel that for whatever Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars is going to be. Like, I hope so. But I think there's a point where you reach a pinnacle and all you can do is just like exist from that point on. I don't know if you'll ever be at that point again. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible because that's how I felt after The Dark Knight. And look at the Batman.
You think the Batman makes you feel the same way you did
That's
during
The Dark Knight, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But then that's not continuing. That's reimagining.
That's also true. Yeah.
True.
It's a new story. New
What
characters.
about
Yeah.
Spider-Man though? No, whatever this one's called, the newest one that came out.
No Way Home.
No Way Home, yeah.
I mean, did you ever feel like this is the greatest Spider-Man, will never be better than that? I mean, I don't think Homecoming I don't think Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man.
Maybe Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, but I don't think when Spider-Man 2 came out, you were like, there's nothing better. We'll never have better Spider-Man than Spider-Man 2. We just haven't.
No, but what I'm
recently.
saying is like, it doesn't get better than Endgame. I don't know, man. I think No Way Home can come close.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's
I
it,
just
yeah.
think it's, when we were watching Infinity War, it was like the original 7, amazing.
Yeah.
The Guardians, amazing. Black Panther, You know, Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther,
Mm.
amazing. They did so much right to set the pieces. Now it's kind of a hodgepodge of like, I like this. I'm not too crazy about that. I'm not a fan of that.
Mm.
And it's like, that's what's coalescing, you know?
It's tough. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's definitely not gonna have the same emotional impact on me.
Yeah, especially because we live in a world where Dan legitimately said he's never going to watch Ant-Man 3.
Yeah.
Like, that is blasphemy.
Paul Rudd's
just a
gonna
few
die
years
in
ago.
it. Paul Rudd's gonna die in these movies, and you'd be like, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Probably won't.
You just made me sad. Okay, let's wrap up really quick while we're on the topic of superheroes. We have this month's The Battle. And since we're running long, I think we'll only do one topic. But we've pitted Gabriel versus Link in our first February The Battle. Now we're here in May. And I got one topic for you. Marvel versus DC. Which movies will be better in 3 years? You got to pick a side. So one of you's got to be Marvel. It doesn't have to be what you believe. It just has to be the side. Go ahead.
Okay, well,
Can you
do
be?
we choose?
You could. I'll let you choose.
I'll
You'll
happily be DC.
Yeah, you want to be Marvel?
I'll be Marvel.
All right, hit it. So you got just like 2 minutes. Why would Marvel or DC be the better films in 3 years?
Well, listen, we know that James Gunn is doing wonderful work. We saw what he did with the Suicide Squad. He took what he had, he made it great. I think his attention to detail, his love and care for the craft, he's going to make a wonderful story regardless of what we've had from DC in the past. And I just can't see Marvel keeping up with what James Gunn is going to set up. I think it's going to be new, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be exciting, and I think people are going to stray away from the MCU.
All right. Your answer, Link?
I think that James Gunn is way over his head. You get me? You had one successful franchise. Congrats. We love that. We love that for you. Can you do a whole company? I don't know. You're not Kevin Feige. You might have learned a little bit from him, but I don't know. You're working for Warner Brothers. You get me? That itself is kind of a tough hill to overcome. You know what? Marvel has a good track record. You know, they haven't been doing too well, but as soon as you introduce the X-Men, as soon as you introduce Fantastic Four, you breathe new life into this franchise. You're going to breathe new life into this franchise, and everyone's going to get excited. Plus, more Tom Holland movies are coming out. He should make him the new leader of the Avengers. You're good.
Okay. You each took about a minute. So if you want to rebuttal, Danny, do you want to address anything that Link
Listen,
said?
I think the DC right now has the advantage of being a unified vision now rather than the MCU's very scattered vision. The DC, we don't know yet, but it seems like it's moving towards one goal, which is what made the Avengers so successful in 2012.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed
I
to
can't
interject.
see that. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to interject, but you said a unified vision. We still are unclear as to like who we have to keep and which one of these movies, like Flash,
That
is
is
going to
true.
be a big success. Do we have to like still hang on to certain pieces of the existing universe, and how is that going to affect the future? Do you think?
I'm not sure. It's a tough one. I don't know what James Gunn is going to do with that, but I trust him. He has a good track record. I trust him to manage things correctly, and I just see a more positive future for DC right now than the MCU.
Okay. Fair. Link?
I don't know, man. I feel like there's that unified vision is going to come at there might be some conflict, especially with, you know, he wants to do whatever he wants, right? And I'm excited for it, but they've already established a Batman movie. You get me? With the Batman. You can't take that away from Matt Reeves because I will say this. I think the Batman's better than anything James Gunn has made.
So I'm going to interject here then. Do you think DC has an advantage, though, over Marvel, who you're repping, because they can tell a cinematic universe story like Marvel does, but also color outside the lines with these Elseworlds simultaneously?
Yeah, and that's true. That you can do that, but I think it's going to confuse people.
Yeah.
But also, the multiverse confuses people too. So
Yeah.
That's also fair.
yeah,
Oh, so I guess we end May confused. Am I supposed to choose a winner?
I don't know, man.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
good. I'm not good at debates.
Yeah. Gabriel's the real competitive
could
one.
go either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's whatever people like. But I mean, if I were to choose, I would also say, DC.
Okay. So I guess my verdict is both of you may or may not be right
In the month of May.
in the month of May. So as we look forward to our future, this is episode what, Dan?
82.
82. And we're nearing the end of this season. We're going to go on hiatus this summer because what we learned our first year is we need a break and you guys need a break.
Exactly.
We'll be traveling internationally, but this might be our last episode for a few weeks before we come back to finish the season. Unless, of course, scheduling and Spider-Verse is so amazing that we get together to do one last one before we go on break. But if not, we hope you guys have a happy next couple of happy June, right? And we'll get together in just a few short weeks. Maybe we'll see you next week for Spider-Verse, or maybe we will talk about it when we come back. We may or may not see you again real soon. But until then, keep searching. Thanks, guys.